In the northern hills of Oregon, about 30 miles outside of Eugene, there's a town that most maps don't show anymore. It was called Drowsy Hollow, and if you tried driving there today, you'd likely just see forest and fog. But in 1984, it was home to almost 300 people. Drowsy Hollow wasn't a place of mystery back then. It had a diner, a gas station, a small schoolhouse, and rows of simple family homes. People fished in the lake, worked in nearby mills, and held yearly parades down the single main street. It was quiet, peaceful, and, according to records, it just stopped. What happened on the morning of August 15, 1984 remains one of the strangest unsolved mysteries in Oregon's history. It all started with a mail truck. At around 7:40 a.m., a postal driver named Kevin Lawton entered the town to deliver the day's letters and packages. When he pulled into the usual drop-off spot near the general store, something seemed off. No cars moved. No one waved. The streets were completely still. At first, Kevin thought he had come early. Maybe everyone was still asleep. But the weird part was that coffee cups sat steaming on porches, lawn sprinklers were still running, and newspapers lay halfway out of mailboxes like they'd been grabbed but not taken. Kevin tried the store's front door. It was unlocked. Inside, the lights were on, the radio was playing softly, but there was no one behind the counter. No customers. No sounds, no movement. Just the gentle hum of an old ceiling fan. He wandered down Main Street, calling out names he recognized. Still, nothing. He checked house after house. No one answered. Inside each home, breakfast sat untouched on tables. Beds were unmade. Television still buzzed with static or morning cartoons. It was like the whole town had stood up, started their day, and then just disappeared. At 9:15 a.m., Kevin drove straight to the next town over, Elk Bridge, and reported what he'd seen. At first, police thought it was a prank or an exaggeration. But when they went back with him later that morning, they saw the same thing. An entire town. Fully intact. But not a single person. No signs of struggle. No broken glass. No tire marks or footprints leading out. Just silence. The official investigation lasted 7 weeks. Search teams combed through every inch of the area. Helicopters scanned the surrounding woods. Divers checked the lake. But they found no signs of life. No signs of death. No signs of anything. The weirdest detail. Every clock in the town had stopped at exactly 7:46 a.m. Even stranger, none of the food in the home spoiled, despite no refrigeration for days. The milk was fresh. Fruit didn't rot. It was like time had frozen. Or been erased. Some theories blamed gas leaks. Others whispered about government experiments or strange radiation pockets. A few even said it was mass alien abduction, but nothing was ever proven. Not a single body. Not a single person ever turned up, dead or alive. Then, just as mysteriously as it disappeared, Drowsy Hollow began to vanish from records. Road signs pointing to it were removed. The town's page on state maps was taken off by 1986. It was as if someone wanted people to forget it existed. But not everyone forgot. In 2009, a group of amateur explorers called the Vanishers claimed to have located the remains of the town deep in the woods using satellite photos and archived blueprints. They released a few blurry images showing overgrown roads, collapsed buildings, and rusted cars. But none of them would confirm if they went inside. Then, 3 months later, their entire website was taken down. The group disbanded. And one of the members, Jason Moore, was reported missing in 2010. His last known location? Somewhere near the original site of Drowsy Hollow. Locals still claim that if you go hiking in the woods on a foggy morning, you might hear music, like it's coming from an old radio. Some have said they saw streetlights flicker in the trees, or even glimpsed a diner window lit up in the distance. But when they tried to follow it, the lights vanished, and their watches would stop at 7:46 a.m. Today, nobody really knows what happened in Drowsy Hollow. Some say the town slipped into a different time. Some believe it was never supposed to be on the map in the first place. Others think it's still there, just hidden, like a dream you can't wake up from. But one thing is clear, on August 15, 1984, a whole town didn't wake up. And it never did again.